When I'm trying to factor, I look at the problem first and say what type of factoring is this, and we should always try GCF first, but in number 12 there's not a GCF. 8, 2, and 15 are not divisible by the same number, and the last term does not have an x next to it. So then I say there are 3 terms here, so this is a trinomial, and the leading coefficient is not 1, so I like to use the guess and check method. And in order to do that, I'm going to split 8x squared into 8x and x, as well as 4x and 2x. And I go to the last number and I factor it into 1 and 15 and 3 and 5. And I'm going to set up 2 sets of parentheses. And I'm going to guess and start with the 8x and 1x. And I'm also going to guess and start with the 1 and 15. And the check comes from multiplying the outside 2 numbers together and the inside 2 numbers together. And I don't know what 8 times 15 is. I could grab a calculator and try it, but I do know it's a big number. And if I'm only going to get 1x on the inside, there's no way those 2 numbers are going to add to be negative 2x. So I can reverse the 1 and the 15. And that means on the outside I will end up with an 8x, and on the inside I will end up with a 15x. And again, those 2 numbers do not add to be negative 2x. So I go back and I say, okay, well, it's not going to be 1 and 15 when I'm using 8x and x. I try 3 and 5. The outside will give me 40x. The inside is 3x, and those will not add to be negative 2x. So I reverse the 3 and the 5. On the outside, I end up with 24x. On the inside, I get 5x. And again, those will not add to be negative 2. So I know at this point that it has to be the 4x and the 2x. And I'm actually going to skip the 1 and 15 because 15 is a big number. I'm going to try the 3 and the 5. If I multiply the outside 2 together, I get 20x, and the inside gives me 6x. Again, those do not add to be negative 2x. So I reverse them. On the outside, when I multiply, I will get 12x. On the inside, I will get 10x. And if I have a negative 12 on the outside and a positive 10 on the inside, those will add to be negative 2. So when I multiply 4x with 3, I want to make sure it comes out to be a negative 12, so I make the 3 negative. On the inside, I want to get a positive 10x squared, so I make the 5 positive. If I double check my work, I multiply the 5 and the negative 3 together, and those do give me a negative 15, so I know I factored it correctly.